Dinosaurs are amazing. Who doesn't love these ancient lizards? They ruled the earth for over 165 million years and grew in all shapes and sizes, from the massive Argentinosaurus to the feathery Microraptor. We think they were scary and cool at the same time. But if you want to talk to one, don't count on technology to help you out. We've heard about ChatGPT before. It's an AI chatbot that can answer questions based on large amounts of data it was trained with. You can ask it anything from, "What is the meaning of life?" to, "How do I make pizza at home?" And it will give you an answer. Or maybe it will just keep talking and talking and talking without answering your question. But hey, you get the idea. And now we have Dinosaur GPT. This AI uses the same language model as ChatGPT, but instead of being trained on the entire internet, Dinosaur GPT was trained only on information related to dinosaurs. So what does this mean? Well, let's ask it a few questions. Question No. 1. What is a dinosaur? Answer: Dinosaurs are a diverse group of reptiles that lived during the Mesozoic era. They were a diverse group of reptiles that lived during the Mesozoic era. Okay, we already knew that. Let's try something more specific. What did the Stegosaurus eat? Answer: Stegosaurus was an herbivorous dinosaur that lived in the late Jurassic period. It had a relatively flat beak, like a parrot, and its teeth were shaped like those of a mammal that eats grass. Great. But we have a problem. These two answers, even though they are correct, didn't really tell us anything new. Dinosaur GPT seems to be giving us the exact same information that we already know. What's the point of that? So let's take things up a notch. Question No. 3. What would happen if a T-Rex attacked a human? Answer: It is impossible to say for sure what would happen if a Tyrannosaurus Rex attacked a human, because there are no records of such an event occurring in the fossil record. However, based on the evidence available, we can make some educated guesses. And then it goes on to explain that the T-Rex was most likely an ambush predator, and that its powerful jaws and teeth would be able to crush bones, etc. Basically, it tells us stuff we already know and says that it can't answer our question because there is no record of it happening. Thanks a lot. And what's worse, sometimes it just makes stuff up. Question No. 4. What did Ankylosaurus dream about? Answer: It's impossible to know for sure what any ancient creature dreamed about, as we cannot read their minds or access their dreams. However, we can make some educated guesses based on their behavior and ecology. Then it goes on to explain what the Ankylosaurus ate and how it used its tail, and so on. But nothing about dreams. The question was, what did it dream about? Not, what did it eat? Sometimes it just gives us some general facts that are not directly related to our question. Question No. 5. How do I ride a Triceratops? Answer: I can't tell you how to ride a Triceratops because they are extinct, and it is impossible to know how they would react to being ridden by a human. But then it goes on to explain the physical features of the Triceratops and how it was adapted for life in North America. Do we want to know about its physical features? No? Did it answer the question? Not really. This AI is not yet capable of having a meaningful conversation with us about dinosaurs. Perhaps one day it will be able to provide more accurate and useful information. But for now, Dinosaur GPT is more of a joke than a helpful tool. If you ask us humans, we think the problem with Dinosaur GPT is that it doesn't speak the ancient tongue. As you might have guessed, we have our own way of communicating with dinosaurs, and we don't need AI to help us with that. We just need to visit the Valley of the Moon in China. This valley is home to hundreds of dinosaur fossils, and researchers have been excavating them since the 1970s. The fossils come from the Middle Jurassic period, which means they are about 166 million years old. Some of the dinosaurs found here include the M. bata, the K. megalodon, the P. citri, the S. youngi, and the L. delicatus. Now, if you don't recognize these names, don't worry, we don't blame you. But if you want to know more about them, you can always ask Google or Wikipedia. These dinosaurs lived in what was then a lush and fertile valley. They grazed on plants and swam in rivers and lakes. They laid eggs and raised their young. They lived their lives until one day, they died and became part of the earth. But what happened to the valley after the dinosaurs died? Well, a lot. The climate changed and the land moved. The valley became a desert and then a grassland. The wind eroded the rocks and the rain washed away the soil. The sun baked the earth and the ice melted the glaciers. But somehow the dinosaurs remained. Their bodies turned into stone, preserving them as fossils in the rock. And then one day, humans came to the valley. They saw the fossils and said, "Wow, these are very interesting. We should study them and learn from them." And so they did. Humans started digging up the fossils and piecing them together like a giant jigsaw puzzle. They found skeletons and skulls, teeth and claws, bones and feathers. And each fossil told them more about the dinosaurs. But what if humans could understand the ancient tongue? Would that be better than studying the fossils? Well, some might say yes. After all, being able to communicate with a living dinosaur would be incredible. We could ask it questions directly instead of guessing based on its remains. We could learn about its culture, its behavior, its thoughts. We could see what it saw and feel what it felt. That would be amazing. Of course, we can't ignore the benefits of studying fossils. They tell us things that the living dinosaurs might not be able to tell us. For example, we can learn about their diseases, their injuries, their parasites. We can see how they grew and changed over time, how they adapted to their environment, how they went extinct. All of this information is valuable and helps us understand the history of life on Earth. Besides, we don't know if a living dinosaur would be willing to talk to us, or if it would attack us or run away from us or ignore us. Dinosaurs might not be very chatty, you know. Maybe they would prefer to speak the ancient tongue with other dinosaurs who understand them. So for now, we are content with Dinosaur GPT. It may not be able to speak the ancient tongue fluently, but it still amazes us with what it can do. Who knows? Maybe one day it will be able to teach us more about dinosaurs and help us uncover more of their secrets. Until then, we'll keep digging in the Valley of the Moon and asking ChatGPT, please send nudes. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment below. We love reading them. You can also subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And remember to check out our other videos. You never know what you might find. And thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.